Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 4, day 2 of my projects featuring product from the new mini Stampin' Up! Catalog for September through December 2024. This week I am focusing on product or items made with the More Than Autumn stamp and die set. Today I'm going to make a greeting card, and I didn't get the inside finished, but I got the outside, and I'm actually going to do a variation on this even. So there, on page 22 of the annual catalog, it has some card sketches, and I saw that one and I wanted to do that one. So that's the one that we are going to create today. So we'll get started with that. For the front, you'll see that I used the dies from the Spotlight on Nature. I used the second smallest and then the third smallest from this side. I liked just having the lined perforation. I didn't really want the flowers, the flowery looking one. So that's what I did there. So I've cut those out already. So there's that. And then the variation that I'm going to do this time is, this one I did the card on just very vanilla cardstock. This time I'm going to put it on the Cajun Craze, and I'm going to put the very vanilla there, and then put the 3 strips there, and like so. I just wanted to give it just a little bit more. And also for the edges of the very vanilla, I took the Cajun Craze and I inked the edges. So as you can see, they've got a little bit of, it's kind of hard to see, but they do have a little Cajun Craze around the corner. And I think that just, to me, gives a blurring effect. So it isn't just setting on the cardstock. It kind of melds with it. So that's what I did there. And I will show you on the inside of the card, because I'll do the same thing. So we will go ahead and get all the pieces added, at least get the part of it assembled. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this down onto the base. And it's just a regular 8.5 by 5.5 card, scored at the 4 1/4 mark, and then folded in half. So just your regular size card. So I will go ahead and get this added to the front. I just want to center it on there. Okay. And then these strips are just going to go kind of like that. They're just going to set on there. So I will go ahead and get them put on there. I'll start with the center one and then try to even them out from there. Okay. So now trying to get that one in the center. That's always the fun part. Okay, that looks like pretty good center to me. And this paper is still the Iconic Celebration, or Iconic Images. Yep, Iconic Celebrations DSP. So it has some really nice fall patterns. And so that's what I'm using still. Get these. Get glue on them. I kind of missed this top bit a little bit. There we go. And then these leaves, it doesn't really matter how they go, so just center it on there as best you can. Okay, and then this other one is the dots. It has like nice little acorns and leaves on the back of it. but I wanted to go, I'm kind of going with a monochromatic color scheme. It's just basically the Cajun craze, and then I am using the very vanilla to balance it out. So there we go. Okay, so there's our strips. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that piece down, and I just kind of want it here in the corner a little bit. So right about there. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down, or use adhesive to put it down. So we'll just apply that adhesive. Like I said, I just want it kind of in this bottom corner. Okay, now for this piece, I'm actually going to do a little bit of stamping on it. Now I'm not doing too much by the way of a sentiment really. I'm going to use this as a card with a gift card option in the inside, because I'm using these mini pocket envelope dies, this one here. And so when you fold this up and put it together, it makes a little pocket for a gift card. So I'm going to put this on the inside. So I will go ahead and actually get this glued up so that it has time to dry before I use it. So you just fold the pieces over like that, and you're good to go. So like I said, I will go ahead and get it glued, and you really don't need a lot of glue. Just like a little bit, because you don't really want it to be smushed it over the edges. Okay. And then you just put the pocket together. And I'll just hold it there for a little bit. Okay, and then that is going to go on the inside of my card, but we will just let it sit there and let the glue dry a little bit. So for the front, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp on the front with the little cup. So we'll get the cup out of there. I'm not going to center it in the middle because I do want my little bit of sentiment to be up there. So I'm just going to put this about here. Maybe a little bit more than that. So I'm going to use pecan pie to stamp my cup. Okay. Make sure it stamps okay. Yep. And like I said, I don't want it all the way on there. So there we go. Get that stamp cleaned off. And I'm not even going to color the stamp in. What I did was I stamped this cup stamp in the Cajun craze on a little scrap piece of the dotted paper, and then I cut out that insert there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that on. Okay. Let's see how it just looks like a nice little wrapper for the front of that cup. And then I did stamp and cut out the little pumpkin, and I'm going to put that on the front there as well. Go ahead and get that glued on there. There we go. And then I cut the whipped cream. I stamped it in the crumb cake, and then I cut it out, and I'm going to put that on top. So we'll go ahead and glue that on. And that's just kind of going to go just about right there. Okay. And now I am going to stamp over here on the side in the Cajun Craze. This calls for. So I'll get the little. Now since this is one of those that it can curl a little bit, so I'm just going to set it down on my glass top, and then I'm going to pick it up, and then that'll kind of straighten it out a lot. Make sure that it stamps okay. It does. So, and then I just want that up here along the top, or along the side. So there, this calls for. Say, you know, I'm gonna think about giving this card to a friend with including a gift card in it, and you know, say it's like for a celebration, or even for, you know, maybe they just need to talk. So this calls for, and then it's got the little pumpkin spice latte on there. Now I am going to use my adhesive, and I'm going to run it over the back a couple of times, but I am going to pop it up with pop dots, but I want to put some twine on the back. So I'm going to lay down some adhesive. There it is. Can't see it with this light. And on this very vanilla, it's very hard to see. But I'm going to use my, there it is. I'm going to use my very vanilla twine, and I'm just going to kind of wrap it, do a little whirly whirl on there. Okay. And I don't really care how it looks as far as how it's, if it's on the side or. But there we go. So just kind of willy-nilly around there. And then I willy-nillied all the way off of the pattern that I had. Even though I said I didn't want a pattern, but that's okay. So now I am going to pop this up with pop dots, or with the dimensionals. So I will put it on a few of the spots where the twine is, just to hold it down a little bit. But I do want some on the edges. I'll put that one there. Don't know if I'm coming down with a cold or what it is, but I've been sniffling all day. I don't know if the air is also just really dry here. That could be what it is too. Okay. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to just put it here on the front. I just want to center it inside that circle. So there we go. So this calls for. Now I'm going to do the inside. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how I did the edging. I cut this piece at 4. Oh, I hit my camera. Sorry about that. Ay, there we go. And I cut this piece at 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go on the inside. So what I do with it to ink the edges is I take my dauber, and I'm not going to rub it around. I'm just going to kind of go down around the edge like that. Take the dauber and press down. So it's not a really big sweep onto it. It's just a little line. But this way it kind of blends into the base. At least I think it does. I like the way it looks. I like inking the edges of my cardstock and papers. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to just take my adhesive and apply this on the inside of that card, Yep. And I'm at the end already. So I'm going to have to finish it off with another that I have on hand. I'll have to go and find my adhesive. I know I've got a refill around here somewhere. Okay. So, and then you're just going to center this inside the card. There we go. And then I'm going to glue this to the inside of the card. If I don't throw it. And it's hard to see, but it's got a little bit of a seam so that you could possibly fold it over if you wanted to. I don't want to fold it over, but it is there. So I want it to be open. Okay, and I'm going to kind of put it at an angle this way. And I'm just going to center it in there. Now, for the inside, there are 2 dies in here. There's pumpkin spice. And what I did was we have these sheets. They're called adhesive sheets. And I took those, cut a section of the adhesive sheet off, and I applied it to the back of the paper so that I could cut it out. And now it has a, well, I hope I didn't move those, but I don't find them. Oh, they're there. They're on this side. Whew. I was kind of scared. So now after I've cut them out, they're now stickers. So I cut out in the Cajun Craze color and the Very Vanilla color because I'm going to put one on top of the other to give it, because I didn't, the pumpkin or the Very Vanilla was fine all by itself, but I kind of liked the Cajun Craze right behind it just to offset it a little bit. I think it does pop it out just a little bit more. And I could even, I have large foam sheets like this, it's like the same materials as dimensionals, and I could even cut it out on one of those. But this time I just wanted to use the flat adhesive sheets. So just need to take your fingernail and grab it. And see, there's the sticker part of it. So I'm just going to set this just about like that. Okay. And now I'm going to take the Very Vanilla and put it over it. And sometimes it takes me a minute to catch it with my fingernail. And other times I can grab it pretty well. So, like I said, I just want to offset it a little bit, but not much. There, I think it kind of pops it up just a little bit. So now we'll do the spice. Okay. So this calls for pumpkin spice. There we go. And see, sticks down just fine. So now I can give this to my friend and it'll fit a nice little gift card in there. So this calls for pumpkin spice. So that way they know I am there for them. They know they're not alone, or they know that I'm there to celebrate their win, whichever. Now last night I was telling you about coloring in the stamping and coloring in the envelope. So I was going to show you that tonight because I got a piece of just scrap paper. So pumpkin pie and cherry cobbler. Well, I'm just going to use the pumpkin since I'm doing little pumpkins on there. So let's stamp those little pumpkins. And I'll just stamp like a little cluster of pumpkins right there in that corner. Where is that? There it is. It's like, where is my other? So I'll just do just a little cluster of pumpkins right here in the corner. Okay. Get that all cleaned off of there. And now since I have a piece of scrap behind there, I can go ahead and color these pumpkins in so that they're nice and cute and kind of go along with the card a little bit. And I am using light pumpkin pie to start with. So we'll just take that. Okay, and then I will go back over it. I better close that Memento black before I go sticking my fingers in there. And then I will go back over with the dark pumpkin pie to give it a little shading. Really bring out that orange in the pumpkin pie. And there we go. So now your card or your envelope, and it didn't soak all the way through. So there you go. Now you've got a nice little envelope to go with your cards. So I hope that you enjoyed this cute little card. Like I said, I like that little pocket. It's perfect for putting a little gift card in there. And there's still a little bit room to write. If you want to write a little bit of a sentiment to your friend, let them know that you are there for them and if they need anything, and you want to celebrate their win, or if they just need to go and get a cup of coffee and talk. So thank you for sticking with me, and I will be back tomorrow night with, we'll have to see. Thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.